Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Chug.
Done.
Happy Friday! Woo!
Look at my little baby.
Cheers.
I can't handle too much caffeine. This is my second one today.
It's all gone.
Yep.
My
Wow.
second cup. Oh my goodness.
I'm amazed
All right, but you
because-
have this, you can chug.
Because
wait a minute.
we got this less than half an hour ago.
Yeah.
I'm
You
amazed.
drink-
This is not alcohol, just if you're wondering.
Yes.
Johnny was
Maple
going
syrup.
live from Maple Syrup Sunday weekend or whatever it's called, and so this is for you. He gave you some
Oh,
of the
wow.
syrup.
This is
Yes.
I think you have a whoopie pie.
I
too.
know. Johnny told me I get a whoopie pie.
Wow. And so these are maple drops. So I don't know who that's for. And then this is for me. Woo! Maple sugar candy.
Oh, yum. That's
Yes.
so good.
Shaped like maple leaf.
maple
Very
leaf.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining, everybody. And we're not doing Friday favorites today. The weather is just too much of a concern here for us for tomorrow.
That's
with
all
the,
anyone wants to hear
that-
about
that's
anyways,
that's what
right?
you guys want to hear about. Trust me, I got the snow map coming up here in just a second, but can't leave Jeff and Katie
Right.
hanging.
They come say hi.
They have to at least come say
before
hello.
We get kicked
so
out.
yeah, before I just give you the boot. Yep,
Get outta
that's
here.
right.
Scram.
But yeah, it's been a great week, you guys, and I'm sure the ski resorts are so happy about
Yes.
this weekend. It's Maine Maple weekend. Of course, we got all our treats out here. We got college basketball going on. A lot
So much
of fun
happening.
stuff
Oh,
going on
yeah.
right now.
And the one thing we really have to talk about besides the weather is coming up today at noon, if you get the chance, man. Hopefully you can get around an app or a TV and watch the UMaine women play Ohio State in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. Just the 10th time they've played in the big dance, and they've only won once. So that was way back in 1999. So they're playing Ohio State, noon in Columbus, Ohio. Ohio State,
What's
one
the
of the
big
top
dance?
teams. It's the big dance, the NCAA tournaments. The nickname of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, woo, they're dancing.
I really was like,
Yeah.
oh, dance. Okay.
So, again, if they could pull off a win in this game, Ohio State is the Big Ten regular season champions. It would be the biggest win in UMaine history for men and women. And so good luck to the Black Bears. We're thinking about you, and we're hoping we pull out a win, a huge upset. Of course, they played a Big Ten team earlier this year at the Cross Insurance Arena in Indiana and came close to winning that game. So why not us?
Yes,
why not the
why
Black
not
Bears?
Maine? Let's
And
go.
why not watch basketball and hunker down tomorrow, right?
That's right. Or go skiing like me and
Yes,
Jeff.
I know.
That's what we're up to this weekend. But yeah, exciting stuff. It's been a while since we've had a snowstorm to track like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like it's going to be arriving later on.
Or is this when
tonight.
you kick us out?
This,
Yeah,
is,
this is it.
This is,
All right.
this is my bye. I'm
Cheers,
just kidding.
cheers.
Yeah,
Stay
you guys
safe,
have a great
everybody.
weekend. Yep. And we'll keep you
right.
posted all through the weekend. And yeah, we'll see Jeff and Katie on Monday morning on Good Day Maine. All right, you guys, let's talk about the forecast. Before we get to the snow tomorrow, we do have a pretty nice day ahead today. Temperatures reaching the upper 30s this afternoon. Not bad at all out there for the afternoon hours. All right, snow time, you guys. If you're watching, waiting for your snow map to come up, don't worry, I'll get there in just a second. Winter storm warnings in place for the mountains. Places like Bridgeton, Naples, also in this winter storm warning. Still a winter storm watch. Augusta down towards Waterville. Augusta over towards Lewiston and into the Lakes region. So yeah, we are going to see a good amount of snow on the way for tonight and into tomorrow. It's going to snow all day tomorrow. Let's see. And we are going to see a good amount of snow. It looks like the most is going to be in the mountains. So, all right, let's talk about expected snowfall totals, you guys. Of course, this is why you guys are tuning in, and let's get our snow map loaded. There we go. All right, you guys. So here's what we're expecting for tonight and into tomorrow. So Waterville and Skowhegan, 5 to 9 inches there. Potentially as much as 8 to 14 in Skowhegan, Patty. Susie is asking for Leeds Junction. That's in Wales, Maine, not too far from Lewiston. 5 to 9 inches, Susie, looks to be the most expected total for you. So around a half foot or so on the way. It's probably a good idea to maybe shovel it in the morning, because then we're going to get that sloppy, wintry mix, which is going to make things heavy and wet and just not fun for cleaning up. So again, if you guys have any questions about what we're expecting, let me know, and I will try to answer them as quickly as possible. Freiburg, 5 to 9 inches there, although you guys are really close to that 8 to 14 inch zone. If it's just a little colder than expected tomorrow, you guys will easily approach a foot of snowfall in Freiburg. Looks like Dixfield, You're on the line too, but 5 to 9 inches with the potential for maybe a little bit more. Out in Buxton, it looks like 3 to 6 inches, Kathy, before you change over to rain. You were spot on for glad. That was a tough storm, Erica. I appreciate the shout out there. Yeah, that was a tough one. This one hopefully should be a little bit easier in terms of the forecast, not easier in terms of cleanup or the amount of snow by any means. In Berwick, down in York County. There we go. Let's take a look. I just want to make sure right along the New Hampshire border there. Looks like 1 to 3 probably for you in Berwick, Colin. Southern Maine, far southern Maine is just going to be too mild to see more than a couple inches of snow. Alfred, Maine, also down in York County, I believe. Let me make sure. Yes, Alfred, Maine, also in that 1 to 3 inch zone. Looks like you're not going to get too much snow there before that change over to rain. Wiscasset, 3 to 6 inches probably there, Katie, before you change over to wintry mix or to rain. How about in Waterboro? I'm Google Mapsing a lot of these towns just so I get the exact spot for you guys. 3 to 6 inches in Waterboro, Don. Bridgeton, 5 to 9 inches. Potential is there for maybe a little bit more in Bridgeton. Similar story in Livermore Falls, Trina. 5 to 9 inches, potentially a little bit more there as well. Wyndham, it looks like 3 to 6 inches for you, Sandy. Gardner, 5 to 9 inches for you, Ann. In Old Orchard Beach, an inch or two, and then we're turning over to rain. It's a sloppy, nasty mess down in Old Orchard Beach. Easy cleanup, though. Not a whole lot of snow there, but if you're hoping for snow in Old Orchard Beach, keep your expectations low. Not a lot expected down there. Litchfield, up near Lewiston, 5 to 9 inches for you, Janice, it looks like. Will it change to rain and melt all the snow in southern Maine? Yes, it will, it looks like, Kyle. Depending on where you are. If you're in Portland, yes, I would say that's the case. If you're out towards, say, Wyndham or Raymond even, maybe not, because it won't mix with rain enough to melt it away. But along the coastline, it certainly seems that way, and in York County as well, Kyle. Millinocket, wow, you guys are getting rocked. 8 to 14 inches, potential for up to 18 inches there in the Millinocket area. I wouldn't be shocked if someone in the mountains gets 20 plus inches of snow out of this. It's going to be pure powder up there. So, yeah, definitely looking like a good amount. Cornish, Maine, Cornish looking like we're going to see potentially a little bit more up there, not too far from Porter up towards the Freiburg area. It looks like nearing that 5 to 9 inch total there for you in Porter. In Brunswick, it looks like around 3 to 6 inches or so, maybe on the lower end of that. So around 3 or so inches of snow, it looks like. Oxford County, far southern Oxford County, slightly low totals, but most of Oxford County is approaching a foot of snow. Far down East Maine, it doesn't look like too much right along the coastline. And in Leamington and York County, it looks like 3 to 6 inches for you, Joe. South Paris looks like 5 to 9 inches for you, Rose, but potential for a little bit more. If you're in the foothills, if things stay a little colder tomorrow, a foot of snow is very easily within reach for you. Over towards Topsom, it looks like 3 to 6 inches. And yes, some apps and some models are showing the potential for a colder storm with more snow to the coastline. I just think that's unlikely at this point. We're probably changing to rain pretty quickly in Wyndham after 3 to 6 inches of snow. 8 to 14 in Skowhegan, 5 to 9, it looks like in Sabattis. Oxford, 5 to 9, potential for some more. You may get pulled into that 8 to 14 inch zone. The Weather Service is, we are no different really than the Weather Service's forecast here. I can actually pull it up for you guys. They're predicting 3 inches in Portland, and we're pretty close to that here. GFS, there's, again, in the mountains, it's a fluffy snow. We could see 22 inches of snow in the mountains, just not outside of the mountains. I think that's unlikely. The warm air aloft is just going to come in so quickly. Models tend to really struggle with that. So if you're looking at a model, looking at your forecast app, they may be overestimating the totals a bit here. At least we hope. I mean, there's always the possibility that things turn colder and we do get a lot more snow, but 24 hours out, that looks pretty unlikely here. I know. Yeah, that's kind of true, Mike. Probably in a lot of places, again, along the coastline especially, not really all that unmanageable here. All right, Norway looks like a good 5 to 9 there, potentially a little bit more. Rangeley, 8 to 14 plus. I wouldn't be shocked if you get 18 inches of snow in Rangeley. Yeah, those snowblowers will be working tomorrow and into Sunday morning. Good news, you guys. No real power outage potential. Wind is a 0 factor with this storm. No coastal flooding. There could be maybe a scattered outage just because the snow outside of the mountains will be on the wetter side, but again, I don't think there's going to be widespread power outages. You usually need a good amount of wind to get those, and we're not going to be seeing any wind here. Let's talk timing, you guys. It looks like it arrives 2 to 5 a.m. tonight, comes to an end 2 to 5 a.m. tomorrow night. So this is going to be 24 straight hours we're dealing with this storm. So 2 a.m. tonight to about 2 a.m. tomorrow night, we're going to be dealing with this storm. So yeah, a long duration event here. Augusta, you can see there is Nicholas in the 5 to 9 inch range. Wyndham a little bit further inland, 3 to 6 inches there. Anywhere I'd say 5 to 10 miles away from the coast, you're going to get a solid amount of snow. It's just the immediate coastline that likely gets a little bit less. I'm really helping. You guys are really helping me learn all the towns in Maine. You guys are commenting, and I can ring them off pretty quickly now. But there's still a couple that I have to look up. Greene, up near Lewiston. Yeah, 5 to 9 inches up there for you in Greene. Who commented Greene? Somebody commented Greene, Maine. Oh, there we go. Derek commented Greene. Yeah, 5 to 9 inches for you there. York, 1 or 2 inches at most. It's changing to rain pretty quickly there, Miles. Gorham, 3 to 6 inches looks most likely there. All right, going to talk about the timing now. I'll come back to our snow map before I wrap things up here, but here's a nice breakdown for everybody if you're wondering about this storm. Heavy snow, some rain, and some mix. It's all snow in the mountains. If you live in Sabattis, Lewiston, the Oxford Hills, probably going to mix in some sleet and maybe some freezing rain in central Maine. Along the coastline, it's snow, some wintry mix, and then rain. We do have some flood potential. Doesn't look like major flood potential, but there is some flood potential there. Yeah, blah, I don't want to drive in this. Yeah, chaotic creature. Not going to be fun driving out there tomorrow. A good idea to hunker down or maybe just play outside in the snow. Not the best day for driving, but luckily not a day where a lot of us have to drive. Again, it is a Saturday, so at least that's helpful in some ways. 5 to 9 inches of snow expected in Lewiston. I do want to talk about the timing, though. Let's go through the timing here with our storm tracker. It's quiet the rest of the day. We're all good for Friday. Winds will be pretty light out there compared to yesterday, at least. Maybe a bit of a breeze, but not anything too bad out there. Here comes the snow. After midnight tonight, we're going to see it moving on in as we head after midnight 2 to 5 a.m. Again, that's when that is starting. I dropped my clicker there. Going to see that moving in pretty quickly after midnight. It's heavy snow for all of us early in the day. 10 a.m. or so, we're probably changing over to wintry mix and to rain here in the Portland area. Notice that mixing line pushing inland, mixing with sleet in places like Freiburg, the Lakes region, Lewiston, Augusta. That's why your totals are lower than the mountains, because that mixing will cut back on some of the snowfall. Watch how long this goes on for. Wave after wave of heavy snow all afternoon, or wintry mix and some rain as well. Again, the mountains, it just snows all day long, 24 straight hours of snowfall on the way for the mountains. Now, central Maine, notice here as we head towards the evening that rain snow line pushes back to the south. So as the storm is beginning to wrap up, some colder air works into it, and it does change back over to some sort of frozen precipitation, whether that be sleet or snow. Either one is possible here as we head towards the evening. So the progression tomorrow, if you live in Portland, if you're watching me from Portland right now, here's how it's probably going to go. A few hours of snow through about 10, 11 a.m. Quick switch over to rain. Heavy rain or maybe some sleet through the rest of the afternoon, and then maybe a switch over back to snow as we head later on into the evening. So yeah, a lot of moving parts with this storm, a lot of different factors here, but luckily, wind and coastal flooding, non-factors with this storm. So again, 24 straight hours we're dealing with this one, early tomorrow morning all the way until early on Sunday. Let's wrap this storm up here with our storm tracker. You can see it comes to an end 2 to 5 a.m. or so on Sunday morning. So again, 24 straight hours from late tonight all the way through very late tomorrow night as well. Looks much better on Sunday. Of course, that's Maine Maple Sunday, and things will be much improved as we head into Sunday afternoon with some areas of sunshine returning. It looks a bit breezy as well, but not bad out there. On Sunday, it's Maine Maple Sunday again, so not too bad for that. Oh, hey, Glenn at Trader Joe's. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, not too much for us here in the Portland area, Glenn. And again, there is going to be plenty of rain as well along the coastline. We're going to switch over from snow to rain along the coast, and there could be a couple inches inches of it. So there is a flood watch in place until Saturday night. We could see, again, a couple inches of rain, depending on how fast we switch over. There's two different camps that the models are in right now. Camp 1 is much colder. We stay sort of sleety in Portland or only see a little bit of rain. Camp 2 is much warmer and we switch over to rain quickly and we see lots of heavy rain. So probably somewhere in the middle, a good amount of snow, then some rain, and then maybe ending as a little bit of snow. Again, there is a minor flood potential. I don't think it's a major flood potential, but there could be some minor flooding out there with that heavy rain through the day tomorrow. All right, that's about it. That sums up our storm here. Let's go back to our snow totals before I wrap things up for you guys here on our Facebook Live. Of course, we'll keep you posted on this storm all through the day. All right, here we go. For our snow totals, again, right along the coastline, that mixing really going to come in quickly and it's going to cut back our totals. So 1 to 3 inches is expected there. And we're going to see the increase in totals very quickly as you head inland. So places like Gorham, Standish, 3 to 6 inches. By the time you get to Lewiston, 5 to 9 inches. That also includes Augusta, over towards the Lakes region and over towards the Freiburg area as well. Up in the mountains, 8 to 14 plus 18 to 20, even 24. I wouldn't be shocked if somebody gets 2 feet of snow out of this in the mountains. In the mountains, it's a powdery, fluffy snow, so it's going to stack up really quickly, very easily as well. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up seeing even some much higher totals in the mountains. So again, I've seen a few people at least commenting about their apps showing up. Whoa. Hold on one second. My camera went out. Hopefully you guys can still hear me at the very least. If you're watching right now, let me know if you can hear me. It looks like the camera went out for a second. All right, hopefully we can get this to come back on. Either way, I guess I'll just have to wrap this. Oh, there we go. Got it working. All right. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people commenting that their weather app is showing 20 inches of snow or something like that. In the mountains, that is not impossible. Again, it's going to be very fluffy. Now, outside the mountains, very unlikely to see totals like that. And if your app is showing 15 inches in Portland, don't expect that for tomorrow. We're not going to see anything close to that here along the coastline. So again, I'll try to get to some of your comments that I've missed. Heather says, looks like a great family indoor games day. Yeah, you can make a Monopoly game last longer than this storm will, of course. So yeah, perfect game to play tomorrow. Again, we're seeing this for 24 straight hours, late tonight through late tomorrow night. So again, pretty long lasting storm here. And again, the highest total is going to be in the mountains. All right. I guess the camera just does not love me today, you guys. So I'm going to try to wrap things. Oh, and I'll answer Patricia's comment here. How much for Raymond? 5 to 9 inches, Patricia. A solid half foot or so for you. Potentially even a little bit more than that. And again, the highest totals in the mountains where we could see over 1.5 feet of snow in some spots. All right, someone has commented about Sumner. You're just south of the Route 2 corridor there in Sumner. Feeling pretty good about you getting close to 1 foot, at least 8 inches or so. Bridgeton, it looks like 5 to 9, but we're very close to the 8 to 14 there in Bridgeton. Wouldn't be shocked if Bridgeton does end up getting just a little bit more snow than that, maybe approaching 1 foot in spots. Similar story in Oxford. Probably could see a little more, but it looks like 5 to 9 inches there. All right, great question. Michael is asking about Portland. He has an event at 2 p.m. and at 7:30 p.m. Yeah, I think you'll be okay in Portland. It's not going to be beautiful. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to be horrible, though. It's just going to be probably raining a lot. Maybe a little slushy on the roads. I'm not expecting it to be too bad, though. I wouldn't cancel your event. Unless it's outdoors, of course. You might want to cancel it if it is outdoors. All right. Yeah, if you're working in plowing or any sort of snow removal operations, yeah, nice good payday on the way for you tomorrow. Brunswick, sort of on the line there. I was saying earlier, Jake, that Brunswick probably a slushy 3 inches or so, since you're right on that line between 1 to 3 and 3 to 6. Potentially a little bit more than that, potentially a little bit less, but probably around 3 inches or so. And I'll leave us with this. Jessica's asking any wind. Great thing with this storm, you guys, wind is pretty much a non-factor here. It does not look like we'll be dealing with a whole lot of wind. It's just going to be snowing hard and raining potentially hard along the coastline through the day today. Westbrook will get some rain, probably a good amount of it. It does look like you are included in that flood watch, but because you're just a bit inland from the coastline, there's some potential you don't see all that much rain. I would say, though, expect at least some rain through the day tomorrow. All right, Adam, I see you commenting about Richmond. I'll get to you, I promise. Richmond, Maine. There we go, just south of the Lewiston area, or just south of Augusta, really. Yeah, looks like 3 to 6 inches for you there in Richmond. Potentially a little more if things are a little colder, but probably 3 to 6 inches for you up there in the Richmond area, Adam. And people asking about Cumberland, 3 to 6 inches should do it there. No wind expected in Waldoboro, maybe a bit breezy. Nothing crazy, Angie, over in Waldoboro. Nothing like any of the coastal storms we saw earlier this year or back in December. This is nothing like that. So some good news, especially if you live along the coastline. And I'll answer 2 more comments here before I wrap things up. I mentioned Cumberland, probably in that 3 to 6 inch range. Winthrop in that 5 to 9 inch range, Sarah. So I would expect at least a half foot of snow for you guys, or around that, up in the Winthrop area. All right, guys, going to wrap things up here. Here is our final. Take this in, pick out your town on the map, and or the nearest town on the map, and that's probably what you'll be ending up getting here. Again, this is 2 to 5 a.m. tonight through 2 to 5 a.m. tomorrow night. It's about 24 hours we're dealing with this storm. Should be manageable up in the mountains, and in that the snow is fluffy, so easy to move around. But again, a good amount of snow, not the best travel day on the way for tomorrow. All right, you guys, gonna wrap things up now. We'll keep you posted. I know Ryan and Emily are gonna be here tomorrow morning for storm coverage. I'm gonna be up in the mountains skiing in the snow, so really looking forward to that. And yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe out there. And of course, if you have to be driving tomorrow, definitely want to give yourself some extra time to get to your destination. I would expect things to take a little bit longer with the very messy weather all across the state. So again, have a great rest of your day, everybody, and we'll keep you posted. I'm sure Charlie will be on here later today with another Facebook Live for you guys. So again, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Cheers, everybody.
This has been live interactive Weather Authority coverage from CBS 13 and Fox 23.